In the beginning, there was a god. The god raised mountains, carved valleys, and filled seas. He erected a gleaming city, then realized, oh damn, it's late, I have to get up in the morning, I should get to bed, and quickly shut the universe off. The original SimCity, now called SimCity Classic, was released by Maxis Software in early 1989 and was the third game to come out of the company. Maxis would go on to release a number of other Sim titles, such as Sim Ant, Sim Earth, and SimCity 2000 before eventually being acquired by EA in mid-1997. After the acquisition, Maxis co-founder Will Wright left the SimCity franchise to work on what would later become the bestseller The Sims, leaving the development of SimCity 3000 and the eventual SimCity 4 to the rest of Maxis. SimCity 4 eventually released at the start of 2003 with an expansion pack entitled Rush Hour, debuting September the same year. The franchise saw no new releases until early 2013, but we don't like to talk about that one. So instead of looking at that fiasco, we'll jump into the best SimCity game, SimCity 4. Right off the bat, the starting region offers a number of tutorial cities which deal with terraforming, starting a city, how to make money, and how to deal with larger cities. This is especially helpful to me because I haven't touched this game since around 2009. Tutorials aren't very fun though, so let's blaze through them. Zones, power, don't let the city collapse in on itself, got it. That's probably enough to go on. So let's pick a nice big plot of land and get started. We'll add a river, get rid of the river, and make another river. It's a bit wide, so it needs an island. Perfect. Now the river has a tiny, useless island. Art. Now I'll add some mountains in the northwest corner of the map. Mountains are fun, right? Maybe a meteor strike will give the northeast corner a bit of character. There we go. This looks a bit barren, so maybe some trees will liven it up. And because I'm a kind and loving god, let's add some suicidal animals that run right into the water and drown. 2003 era, how I've missed you. Just a few more finishing touches and Cincinnati is ready for business. Okay, fireworks, don't know where they're coming from, but okay. Good sign. Everyone across the land wants to move to Cincinnati, which is slightly confusing as there's nothing here but trees, a river, a silly looking mountain range, and the most useless island on the Sim planet. So let's lay down some residential areas so people actually have somewhere to live, then slap a shopping district right next to it. People can't get enough shopping these days. We'll stick the dirty industry down in the corner away from everything, set some power, and watch as buildings and vehicles appear out of thin air. Shortly, the town fills up and hits a population of 1,000, prompting the development of a permanent residence for the mayor for life, yours truly, as they accept the immortal being living among them. Now that the town's humming along, it's time to explore the new My Sim mode, which gives you the ability to import Sims from The Sims 1 into the game to serve as citizenry. However, since I ran into a DRM issue that won't let me reinstall my copy, thanks EA, and a new one is, wait, $100? Side note, it's kind of strange how the SimCity franchise hasn't been exploited nearly as much as The Sims have. For example, The Sims 3 Complete Collection is nearly $400 on Steam. To compare, the entire main SimCity franchise can be picked up for less than $120. Shockingly, not as money-grubbing as you'd expect from EA. Go figure. Anyhow, since I can't use my copy of The Sims anymore, I'll just pick one of the pre-made Sims and name him after the friend that helped me come up with the name of the city, Deets. We'll stick him in a nice, middle-class home near downtown and give him a job at the school across the street. Unfortunately, this is about as deep as the My Sim mode actually gets, so we'll have to check back on him in a bit. Speaking of new features, the lone expansion pack, appropriately titled Rush Hour, added in the ability to take control of vehicles either in an open free roaming mode or on a set of missions for every type of vehicle. From police cars to fire trucks to helicopters and even tanks. Yeah. Tanks. Boop. Interestingly enough, the mayor is the one being asked to do all this, which begs the question of how the city is so understaffed that they need a politician to drive people to the ER. Mr. Mayor, there's an emergency down at Cincinnati General. Don't you have trained medical staff for that? What are you doing? Mayor things? Come on, sir. We need to get you to the ambulance as soon as possible. Fine, but I'm cutting your budget if you keep pulling this shit. Enough time has passed, we should probably check back up on Deets. That's odd. Apparently he's having commute issues. Maybe he got a different job for whatever reason? Oh, he's still living here, and still working there. It's literally right across the street, and he can't figure out how to walk that far. Artificial intelligence, my ass. Idiot. At this point, I let the city run on its own for a few years, and it's surprisingly self-sufficient, except for a small trash crisis when the waste-to-energy plants broke down. Aside from that bit of garbage, everything ran like clockwork, although population growth began to slowly, but surely, peter out. Since I now have a hefty financial safety net, it's time to cross the Great River and forge a new frontier in Cincinnati. There. This brave new horizon in city development surges on, and before I knew it, Cincinnati hit another massive population boom. The new division spreads out outward in every direction, but the fun mountain range stops it in its tracks. Yeah, that was a bad idea after all. Go figure. Unfortunately, there's not much more to it, and it ultimately ends up being more of the same. Population continues to increase and eventually hits the 100,000 threshold needed for skyscrapers. Now this is a city. However, it also happens to be a traffic nightmare, and the pathfinding AI hits critical levels in year 147. The population density has reached a point where the citizens cannot find jobs and commercial demand collapsed. I could probably save it, but I think this might be it for Cincinnati.
The city is trying to destroy itself, but I built it, and I'll be damned if anyone but me gets to tear it down.